state is a challenge, a call to duty, a fresh demand for more dividends of democracy. I commit myself to an even more expanded delivery of good governance. In May, you will find a truthful pro-people governor. I seek support and cooperation of all Osrc residents and citizens, irrespective of party affiliations. This is our state, and we must join hands to develop it.
Governor of Osrc State Ademola Adeleke speaking there. Now away from Osrc State to Ondo State here. Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has presided over the State Executive Council meeting in Akure. The meeting was held at the Esco Chamber of the Governor's Office at Alagbaka in Akure. The meeting was the first official assignment of Governor Akeredolu after observing a 3 weeks annual vacation. In the meantime, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has been honored with a merit award of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, NIESV. The award was presented to the governor at the State Executive Council meeting by the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Femi Agagu, who received the award on behalf of the governor during the NIESV award ceremony in Abuja. The award, according to the Commissioner, is in recognition of the governor's initiatives and contributions to infrastructural development, which has enhanced the quality of life of citizens of the state and Nigeria at large. The governor, while appreciating members and leadership of NIESV, described the award as a push to do more for the people. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu says his administration has made significant progress in policy reforms that is reinflating the economy of the state. The governor spoke while playing host to the participants of Syndicate 5 of the Executive Intelligence Management Course EIMC 16 of the National Institute for Security Studies, Warri, Abuja. The reports. The team, led by its leader, a Deputy Director of the Department of State Services, Mr. Bartholomew Omwaka, is in the state as part of a study tour on globalization, implications for regional integration and sustainable development in Africa. Omwaka commended Governor Akeredolu's approach to governance, describing him as an inspiration to upcoming leaders.
We will be undertaking Africa and World Tour 2030 in theme, which we are beginning at the state level, where we wish to examine how the team relates to Ondo State. In this regard, we will look at your major achievements in the areas of governance, security, sustainable development, as well as executive and legislative relations, amongst others.
Deputy Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, who received the participants of the EIMC, said Governor Akeredolu's administration has streamlined its operations and services to the public, making government offices more accessible, efficient, and business-friendly. He highlighted some of the landmark achievements of government to include improvement of the security situation in the state, increase in the state's internally generated revenue, establishment of industries both at the industrial park and the Ondo Lean Industrial Hub, among others.
Building of 250-bed hospital in each of the Ondo and Akure complexes of the University Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital are ongoing as part of commitment to infrastructural development of the state. Our administration also signed into law the contributory health insurance scheme which enables all classes of people, their spouses, and 4 children under 18 years old in the state to access affordable health care services. The scheme has since commenced in the state. Our programs are geared towards fostering and increased capacity, which is leading to increased productivity of entrepreneurs in the state.
The Deputy Governor, who said the state has recorded commendable development of the manufacturing sector through the creation of innovation hubs, engendering private-public partnerships, PPP, and promoting agriculture as a business, urged investors to leverage on the business opportunities in the state for wealth creation. The Deputy Governor was joined to receive the team by the Secretary to Ondo State Government, Mrs. Olajunoju, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Olubengali, Head of Service, Kayode Ogundele, among others. You're still watching OSRC News at 7. We'll take a commercial break now. Do stay with us.
It's always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day, the kick goes on.
Start your day with a big protein breakfast.
Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook or at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The Ondo State Government has embarked on a statewide sensitization to inform residents about the significance of the Ondo State Education Endowment Fund. Through the levy, government aims to mobilize financial resources to reposition education at all levels in the state. Joy Pius reports that the Ondo State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology is collaborating with the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service to work out modalities for easy collection and remittance of the 1,000 Naira levy from taxable adults in the state.
State government last month introduced the State Education Endowment Fund in a bid to expand the funding base and improve the standard of education in the state. The endowment fund requires all taxable residents of a state to voluntarily contribute a sum of 1,000 Naira annually to support the government in funding the education sector of the state.
The amendment, part of it includes Section 2, Subsection 1, this composition of the fund was amended by adding Subsection F to read thus: the sum of 1,000 Naira education fund payable by every adult in the state annually, which sum is subject to productive review. So by this amendment, every taxable adult person/individual from age 18 and above the state is expected to pay the sum of 1,000 Naira on annual and yearly basis as education levy.
To this end, Ondo State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, took to major streets in Akure, the Ondo State capital, for a statewide sensitization to intimate residents to the development. The Secretary of the Ondo State Education Endowment Fund, Mr. Kolawole Kayode, while noting that government cannot fund the sector alone, explained that the fund would be expended on provisions of facilities for schools, renovation of dilapidated school structures, and provisions of bursaries and scholarships, among others. He sought the public's support to bring the vision to realization.
Government cannot do it alone. There is nowhere in the world where government is financing education alone. So we all need to contribute towards repositioning the education sector in the state. The objective is to create awareness and sensitize the public in respect of the newly introduced education levy in the state. It is just 1,000 naira per taxable adult in the state.
Some residents of the state stated that the move is a welcome development. The exercise, which began in Akure, the Ondo State capital, will be extended to 3 towns in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, which include Ondo, Okitipupa, and Ikare local government areas of the state. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Still on education matters, the recent revelation by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, that over 70% of private school teachers in southwest Nigeria are unqualified continues to attract attention. While some individuals believe the figure is a stark reality that quality education may be under siege, others are of the opinion that paper certification may not be important than the ability to deliver. Osrc's Sahid Aribisala, however, reports that the aggregate of opinion centered on the need for education ministries to be more effective in monitoring and evaluation.
Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, recently expressed worry over the large number of unqualified teachers in private schools in Nigeria. The council's registrar, Professor Josiah Ajiboye, said that contrary to several speculations about the Southwest and its teachers in private schools, 70% have been discovered to be unqualified. Providing further insights on the figure, the Ondo State coordinator of TRCN, Mr. Adeshina Akonde, said a survey conducted also revealed that over 72% of private school teachers in the state have no educational requirement to be in the classroom.
They are not qualified to register with TRCN because they don't have the prerequisite qualification for registration. What this one means is that if you want to get registered with TRCN, you must have a teaching qualification, either NCE, either B.Ed, BA.Ed, BSc Ed, or if you read any other course, like BS Sociology, BA in English, BSc Mathematics, you have to go for your PGD, Postgraduate Diploma in Education, or Professional Diploma in Education. That one will now make you a qualified teacher. Having gotten this, you come back and register with TRCN.
This revelation by the TRCN has not gone down well with some Nigerians who express worry that the glory days of education in the region may be fast fading out.
It's an unfortunate development. Unfortunate in the sense that Southwest happens to be the educational pride of the nation. Since Awolowo free education in 1959, no government has been able to dislodge education as a goal for any citizen of the Southwest. But along the line, because of various excuses of government, paucity of funds, then the non-functionality of Inspectorate Division of the Ministry of Education, the private school had sort of taken liberty for license.
On the other divide, some will believe that innate ability to teach must not also be jettisoned for paper qualification or professional licenses. The Ondo State chapter of National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, through its vice Mary Akeredolu, said members give priority to training and retraining of staff.
If teaching is professionalized, you discover that the encouragement will be there. Even when you ask a teacher to do this, we have in-service training. Now, national organized conference every year, training for school owners. And when we come back, we do train our teachers.
A professor of sociology, Olubumi Alo, however, wants every family to pay due attention to the overall educational upbringing of their child.
We have so many unqualified teachers, but the best line fact is this: what makes a teacher to be qualified? Just because they didn't go to teacher training college, or because they didn't go to National College of Education, NCE, or because they didn't have a bachelor's degree in education in the university, they are no teachers. No, I disregard that. That is what the National Teacher Registration Council is using to determine qualified or unqualified teacher. As far as I'm concerned, the quality of a teacher, or the number one quality of a teacher, is for him to know what he's doing. what he's teaching.
It remains to be seen what further reactions and steps education stakeholders in the Southwest, and in particular Ondo State, will take to ensure that education remains a solid rock. Sahida Ribisala, Osrc News.
Now, the National Examinations Council has announced that it has rescheduled the 2023 entrance examination, which is conducted for gifted and talented children in the federal government's Academy Suleja from Saturday, May 13, 2023 to June 10, 2023. NECO said the examination was rescheduled to enable more candidates register for the examination following a request by some stakeholders for an extension of the registration period. The examination body urged all candidates, parents, guardians, and other relevant stakeholders to take note of a new date for the examination. It added that the registration of candidates will continue till the new date of the examination. Away from education issues, the House of Representatives has announced the postponement of its plenary, expected to resume today, May 9, 2023 till May 16. In a statement by the Clerk of the House, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, the postponement is to allow members of the House to participate in the ongoing induction program of the 10th National Assembly. This change is to allow members to partake actively in the ongoing induction program of the 10th National Assembly, adding that all inconveniences are highly regretted. Another batch of 126 Nigerians stranded in Port Sudan have been evacuated home. The evacuation plane touched down at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, around 10:30 this morning. According to Director of Media and Protocol, Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, NIDCAM, Ms. Abdurrahman Balogun, the arrivals bring to 1,730 the number of Nigerians that have been evacuated from Port Sudan. He also pointed out that it is in the ninth flight since the evacuation exercise began. He reassured families and those still in Port Sudan that the government was doing everything possible to bring them back home, adding that the government shared their pains and discomfort. President Vladimir Putin has presided over Victory Day celebrations, which has been overshadowed by its battlefield failures in Ukraine, confrontation with the West, and fears of new attacks at home. Ukraine also marked Victory Day, but this year the mood is different. Odwaya Sawyer reports.
In Ukraine, this is what Victory Day looks like on the anniversary of the Allies' victory over the Nazis. 78 years later, another war is being waged. Almost the same parties of World War II, but this time the lineup and the roles are different. The enemy of yesterday is today's ally. Germany is providing military support to Ukraine and its war against Russia.
Unfortunately, on this day, we have to draw parallels between the Second World War and Russia's barbaric war of aggression on Ukraine. Ukrainians made an important contribution to freeing Europe from Nazi rule.
President Volodymyr Zelensky suggests that the country should celebrate Victory Day on May the 8th in line with European allies. Until now, it is marked on May the 9th alongside Russia.
We fought then and we fight now so that no one ever again enslaves other nations or destroys other countries. And all those old evils that modern Russia is bringing back will be defeated, just as Nazism was defeated.
They differ on almost everything, but Russians and Ukrainians unite, comparing their enemy to the Nazis.
I want to talk to the brotherly Ukrainian people who are poisoned with Nazism by the Americans, who provide them with weapons to destroy Ukraine and the Russian world.
While Moscow and other Russian cities are awash with victory flags, celebrations have been downscaled due to security concerns after a multiple drone attack on the Kremlin. This is Moscow city's first encounter with the liabilities of its latest war. Odwaya Sawyer, Osrc News.
And now to sports. 19 Nigerian players will compete for honors at the Lagos Squash Classics, which kicked off today at Teslim Balogun Stadium for the first time since 2018. The tournament, which was last hosted 5 years ago with Egypt's Karim El Hamami clinching the title bout here, has Nigeria's top-ranked player Babatunde Ajagbe leading the country's title bid at the tournament dubbed the Challenger Tour. Other Nigerian stars are Ayomide Michael, Adegoke Onokpemipo, Femi Shevdara, Kende Temitope, Gabriel Olufumilayo, and Farouk Suleiman will compete against European players for the $12,000 prize money in the men's category. In the women's category, Titilayo Akinlaye, Taiwo Ebifemi, Isaac Blessing, Modupe Faniyi, Mistura, Durosin Oloru, Busayo Olatunji, Rofiat Abdulaziz, Udeme James, Awabu Balogun, Favor Utokbe, Delight Temple, and Idowu Ogunyemi will also compete for honors. And still on sports, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has revealed Flying Eagles squad for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Argentina. Head coach Ladan Boso kept faith with majority of the players who took part at the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt. AC Milan defensive midfielder Victor Eletu, defender Israel Domingo, Lawal Salem Fago, Kende Ibrahim and Emmanuel Ume are some of the new players in the squad. The Flying Eagles arrived Buenos Aires for a 10-day training program on Sunday. They're drawn in Group B with Dominican Republic, Italy and Brazil for the World Cup. The Flying Eagles will start the campaign against Dominican Republic in Mendoza on May 21 and will also face Italy in Mendoza 3 days later. Before we go tonight, let's remind you that there is wild jubilation in Osun State following the Supreme Court judgment upholding the election of Governor Ademola Adeleke as the winner of the governorship election in the state. A 5-man panel in the judgment dismissed the appeal by former Governor Gboyega Oyetola for lacking in merit. We brought to you that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu today presided over the State Executive Council meeting at the Governor's office in Akure. The meeting was the first official assignment after his annual vacation. You heard that the Ondo State government has embarked on a statewide sensitization to inform residents about the significance of the Ondo State Education Endowment Fund. And from the foreign scene, Russia and Ukraine have marked Victory Day amid ravaging war. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.